We're back. We're back. We're back to being live. We're back to being live. John's gone.
Back in black!
No one's here yet.
It's
John.
time!
Let them come. Let them come. Let them partay into here. Hello, Paul Cotero. How's it going, buddy? Gonna wait till some eyes in here.
Pablo!
Then I'm gonna reveal number 2. Amy O'Neill.
Amy,
John's
what's
crush.
up?
JPQ Stevens, what's going on? Ethan Abraham, how's it going? Hey, bassist, glad to give you some nipple chills, buddy. I'm so glad that that's the one thing for sure I can say I've coined. What's up, Andrew Thompson? Gregory, it's always good to have another Gregory. Amy saying hi, John. She clearly doesn't see me here. Hello there, Nathaniel.
There's Greg, he's right here.
Tyro, not the Magnus. Jenna Randolph, what's up, my dear?
Jenna.
Emily Fletcher, hello. New Japan highlights, yo, guys. All right, once we just get a few more eyes in here, Dope Trope number 2 will be unveiled. In case you guys don't know what Dope Trope is something I came up with. It's
Tropes
basically,
for dopes.
it's tropes in movies I'm sick of seeing. And I revealed what number 2 is at the end of the last live stream, but that was after like an hour of being here. So I know that most people don't stick around that long. Hello, Rohit's really trying to get a name acknowledgement in here. What's up, Rohit? Zach Williams. Eric Horstman, my dude. One day we will fly to Atlanta and see you. Classy C88, how you doing? Julian, I've noticed you. Don, this whole live stream is just going to be me noticing people's names. Hey, Daniel Peachy, how's it going?
So much is up.
Okay, so Dope Trope number 2. Here's what it is. It's basically the thing I get sick of, and thank you, Della, for looking out for this. I want this to be a thing that people look forward to hearing about. I mentioned this at the end of the last live stream. It's in action movies when a character is falling from, let's say, a building or a plane, like usually a female character is falling, and then hero jumps out of the plane, puts their arms like this, whoosh, and then it causes them to defy gravity and fall even faster to catch said hero, to catch said victim who is falling from the sky. That's not how gravity works. That's not how physics works. John wants to defend this for some reason. Thinks
aerodynamics are a thing.
He has nothing to base.
You can cause yourself drag by laying like a starfish in the sky.
He has no facts to go off of here.
You're ignoring ignoring aerodynamics.
It's not the way it works, John.
Yeah, not the same way
it's
in
not
movies,
the way
but
it works.
You would affect your trajectory by changing your aerodynamics.
Putting your arm like that would not make you fall faster.
Putting your arms out wide will make you fall slower. You will have drag.
It would not make you go that much. If
Yes,
someone,
it won't make you
if
go
someone
that much
is
faster.
falling from a plane and some guy
But-
jumps out like 10 to 20 seconds later, there's no way they can catch up
Because
with him.
skydivers can have at least some level of control over where they're going. That's why there are professional skydivers.
You're talking about a difference in like 1 to 2 seconds of a difference.
Yeah, it's not like
I'm
you're
talking
gonna
about
travel-
someone's way out of the ground. Let me jump out and try to
just
catch
saying
them.
it's based
There's no
on-
way that
It's
that would
based on an
I've got a
actual
couple
concept.
of people agreeing with me here. Okay, you got one agreement with you here.
I'm just saying it's based on a concept.
Okay, you have to fall like right after in order to catch that person at maximum to catch them. Minimum, I mean, at minimum to catch them. Anyway, guys, help us catch up on some movie news. Suggest some topics for us to talk about, and we'll go into there. Come on, let's hear it. Let's hear it, or chime in about the Dope Trope and who you agree with here. If let's go with that. We let you guys control the narrative here. Thanks, Michael Roybal. That means a lot that you'd super chat us right now, but I would prefer a question to go along with that super chat.
I'm gonna dance every
They
time
would both
we
be
get
falling
money.
at the same speed. So yeah. Go to the example of you drop a watermelon and an egg. They would hit at the same time.
They're not sentient. They won't move.
John,
they're not gonna ever cause themselves drag.
I gave you that they would. There's ways to make you go faster or slower, but not in the way that works. What are your thoughts on Ryan Gosling and Thor 4? Ryan Gosling
he's in
and
Thor 4?
Is
What
that
the
a
heck?
fact? That's not a fact.
You're just making us excitable.
Really? They're talking about Ryan Gosling and
I'm gonna
Thor 4?
Google this.
I would love... John, look that up right now. I would love that. Ryan Gosling's my homeboy. Look at my shirt. I'm wearing Gosling on my tee right now. I would absolutely love for Ryan Gosling to be in there. He is underrated in the comedy department. Lars and the Real Girl, the Nice Guys. That and if you just watch him in interviews, he has impeccable comedic timing, man.
Crazy Stupid
He's
Lover.
Crazy Stupid Love. There you go. Thank you, Humphrey.
And he was spotted with Taika Waititi, which has got people theorizing all sorts of things.
Yes, which means he's definitely going to be in it.
Definitely gonna be in it.
Thanks, Jimmy Freckles. Appreciate that, buddy. I like super. Who doesn't love a good super chat? Hey, Carter.
Who
doesn't love a good super chat?
Who doesn't love a good
But at
super
the same time,
chat,
put a
eh?
question in the super chat.
What are
Helps
you
guide the
doing?
narrative of this live stream a little bit. Anyway, so question that one done. John, pick a topic for us.
Oh, well, Jimmy Freckles did ask afterwards what our thoughts are on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood now that we've had a couple weeks to stew upon it.
Funny enough, we did a Q&A at our Patreon page talking about the ending of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and the Bruce Lee controversy. I think I'm going to put that one up on YouTube, though, because we want to take one of our Q&As from Patreon once a month and put it up there on this channel. And, I think it's a brilliant film. I think the best way to view Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is not... Like, Tarantino likes to make movies where, when you're watching it, he likes the audience to be aware they're watching a movie. At the same time, I think with that film, you want to be aware you're watching a movie. You want to be aware of the reality of what really happened in the real story. But also you want to be aware you're watching a Quentin Tarantino movie. And when you have all three of those things at the forefront of your mind or just in the back of your mind, it makes for the ultimate viewing experience. And honestly, the more I think about it, the more I love that film. I can't wait to buy the Blu-ray edition, check out whatever deleted scenes Tarantino has to offer us for that time.
I want to try and see it at the New Bev before they're done doing that. They keep selling out shows, so I imagine it'll be there for a little while. But yeah.
Della, elaborate a little bit more on the Mulan controversy. I only heard tidbits about it.
Oh, yeah.
What else you know?
Well, I just Googled it. Apparently, Hong Kong protesters are basically urging a boycott because the star of the movie said, I don't know exactly what the statement was, maybe you guys can enlighten us, but something pro-police, which is a tricky point of view to have, I guess, right now.
Yeah, I don't know much about Hong Kong politics. I
Yeah.
barely know anything about our American politics, but boy, do I have strong opinions about American politics, even though I don't know half as much as I should. So I don't feel entirely comfortable. I'm still going to watch the movie. If anything, this just gains more attention. Oh!
Daniel Travis.
Okay, let's keep in mind that John Wick one on the Birds of Prey on Chad Stahelski.
What is your favorite TV show right now? Daniel Travis wants to know.
Daniel Travis, this is an easy answer for me. John, you want to go first? 'Cause mine's pretty easy.
Yours is easy?
I know mine right away.
My favorite TV show I've seen recently is Russian Doll.
Russian Doll, nice, good pick.
It's a terrific show, yeah.
Really straight to the point there. Mine is The Boys. I have seen all of The Boys. I really want this guy to watch it. See, when season 2 comes out, I think we're gonna. It's tough to work around with the amount of subject matter and gore and sexuality that's in that series. But we'll try to do like YouTube reaction highlights for season 2 because I adored that show. My girlfriend Livy and I we were addicted to it, man. That is. Just from beginning to end into its final moments of that season. Hopefully no one ruins it for you here. It was insane. It was nuts, man. And yeah, I just finished Cobra Kai season 2 about a week and a half ago. A lot more serious than season 1.
Yeah.
A lot darker.
Miguel's a dick now.
It's a lot darker.
And Hawk is like a totally messed up guy.
Yeah.
Kreese.
It's also funny because the sense of reality for street fights is just gone.
Yeah, that's
it's
the only
just like
problem.
crazy hiding. I'm like, oh, we're in some like crazy weird action flick
Yeah,
now,
like
aren't we?
doing flips and like kicking each other in the face.
Okay, wait. Well, I
We
wanted
got
to.
Michael Roybal to acknowledge. Thank you for that $1 super chat. Much love.
Thanks, amigo.
And we have Julian Garcia wanted to know, or brought up the news. John Wick director Chad Stahelski is handling reshoots for Birds of Prey.
Oh yes. Okay. Well, I don't know why everyone's flipping out about it as if it's like a negative thing. People are kind of responding as if the movie's in a state of crisis or something. I'm like, guys, when you hear that news, does that make you more excited for what the film has to offer at that point? If you're a fan of the action that's in the John Wick trilogy, wouldn't that make you go, yeah,
Yeah, I'm like,
that sounds like the action's gonna be so cool.
Especially because, like, I don't know, not that I know everything about how these action scenes work in Hollywood films, but a lot of time you have second unit directors, you have other people doing a lot of what comprises the action. So yeah, especially in this context, it doesn't really make me worried for the creative direction of the movie. I just now expect some killer action on top of whatever cool story they're going to throw our way. We got a couple people to acknowledge.
JPQ Stevens, have you ever been to Dragon Con in Atlanta? The boys cast will be there. So damn excited.
Never been to Dragon Con in Atlanta. Never been to Atlanta, but I love
Never been
the
to
show.
Atlanta. I hear the gambling department there is a whole lot of fun.
I hear strip clubs there are amazing.
And that's the main reason we would go to Atlanta.
Hotlanta,
to blow all our money. Just keep super chatting, and we'll just take all that.
Simulated.
Blow the $30 and
buy
all
a seat
there.
to drink and dance. Carter Lovejoy's back.
It's not a live stream if Carter Lovejoy is in here.
You're our biggest live stream.
What's his question, John?
Carter Lovejoy wants to know, what do you think it will take to convince Bob Iger and Disney to make R-rated Mickey Mouse raunchy comedy?
That's easy. A lot of money. Just give them money.
Make that the most marketable idea and the safest idea.
All this shit that people talk about with like Disney brand and everything, that will all go out the window once they're like, oh wait, we can make a lot of money? Okay, sure. Let's do it then. Yeah. Why the fuck not?
If they can appeal as widely as possible. I mean, you know, it's nice that Disney does all these woke things, but you have to imagine that they're partially doing that to get more people to come see their movies.
Just make a guarantee.
So once R-rated becomes mainstream all the way.
Mickey Mouse raunchy comedy. Hey, Minnie, do you like to be choked?
You can go online and get that right now. That's the thing, is you could just pay somebody on Tumblr to make that a reality.
I feel like there's like probably Walt Disney pornos out there now, right?
Yeah, there's gotta be.
Someone confirm this. Confirm this for us.
This ain't Mickey Mouse.
I'm not entirely sure what this DBZ live action controversy is that you guys were talking about. You care to elaborate a little bit more? We'll circle back to that.
It's gonna be great.
This is totally pre-recorded for those who are asking. So who else have we got here? Jaden Perez.
Yeah.
Did you know Jackie Chan is rumored to play Shang-Chi? That is the Netflix. That is the Redbox straight-to-DVD version of Shang-Chi.
What if Redbox just started producing all their own knockoffs?
Did you know Jackie Chan's rumored to play Shang-Chi's father?
I do now.
I do now. And like when you hear about what Shang-Chi is and the kind of cast they have assembled for it, Chinese people, you go, yeah, why isn't Jackie Chan in there?
Yeah,
Jet Li's in Mulan, but Jackie Chan and Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Make it happen, man.
Get everybody in. Eventually Disney's got to have every major Asian actor in one of these movies.
They got it. Okay, you got the main Chinese actors I grew up on in terms of Hong Kong cinema: Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Yuen Biao, Sammo Hung, and Michelle Yeoh. And then there was like Maggie Cheung and stuff, but I was more loyal to the following of those guys. So you got Jackie Chan. If Jackie Chan could be in Shang-Chi, you got Donnie Yen nowadays. He's in Star Wars Rogue One. Why doesn't he get offered his own spin-off show? People would totally watch that shit.
Yeah, dude. Those
people will watch that. Would you not want
movie?
that? Yeah. I'd be so excited for that one.
That artillery guy, like going at it.
And then Michelle Yeoh, she's in Discovery, right? And then Jet Li's in Mulan. Now we just got to get put Sammo Hung in something, man. He could be the new Jabba the Hutt. Make it happen.
There you go. Yeah.
He's
we just got Asians in the Star Wars universe. So.
John, pull another question here.
All right. Ooh, this is a random one. Do you want to see Josh Brolin in the new Mortal Kombat as Shao Kahn?
Hey. As generic of a choice as that sounds, that would be pretty awesome.
Oh, man. I feel like we should just start casting Mortal Kombat.
Whoa, that would be pretty... Shao Kahn is not white, though, right? And Lene, my dear. 2J, you're already at our... I mean, we'll take it. You're already at our Patreon page, my dear.
I'm putting on my AJ Styles t-shirt.
John, John's gonna change.
Putting on my wrestling
He's
shirt.
change in front of the camera for
Putting
them.
on my wrestling shirt.
I've gone shirtless for this channel many times.
All
No,
right.
no, take off the shirt. It's your turn to go. You want to really earn the. Oh,
Ha.
of course he has an undershirt.
Cheating!
Son of a bitch. He's got an undershirt.
Gotta work out more. Gotta work out. Alright.
Put it on.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yes!
Just for you, Lene.
For Lene Jones, cousin of Indiana.
Lene.
Oh,
That was a crazy video you requested for us that we put up this week in the SML. That was a crazy channel, man.
Jeffy.
Yes. Oh, guys, Cobra Kai. I saw a billboard for this too. Cobra Kai season 1 and 2 are going to be temporarily available on YouTube for free, and I heard season 3 is going to be available as well. Elizabeth Shue is in The Boys.
Did she really?
She's one of the main characters, and I thought that was.
She wanted The Boys?
I kid you not. The first 4 episodes of watching The Boys, I thought that was Chelsea Handler. I was wildly convinced I was watching Chelsea Handler. And then I was looking up for when's season 3 coming out? And then I learned about Elizabeth. I'm like, oh shit, that's Elizabeth Shue in The Boys.
No
Elizabeth
way.
Shue is a girl in Karate Kid, so that's why I'm freaking out about that.
go.
In case you guys didn't know.
Shouts out to the Real Skeleton Alt for confirming that there is Walt Disney porn, and he claims that we owe him now.
And now he's left the live stream to go watch a little
Go.
bit more Walt Disney
Go
porn.
expose yourself to a whole new world.
I agree, guys. So if you haven't seen Cobra Kai, you need to get on that. Even if you're not a huge fan of the franchise of the Karate Kid, I think if you just like the first Karate Kid, and then you I barely remember 2 and 3. I've never seen the one with Hilary Swank, but. I think if you just watch the first Karate Kid and you hop on a Cobra Kai, seriously, that is one hell of a show. It really is a fantastic show.
So, Greg,
Yeah.
now that we've got DC Universe, or you've got DC Universe,
I've got the DC Universe
someone
app.
has DC Universe. Are you going to watch all of the DC Universe shows? Are you going to swamp it out? Are you going to...
I'll try to. Hey, thanks, Eric Horseman, buddy. We're gonna get you in a
Horseman?
second. Horseman, my God. I love it. You know, if you're a patron, I feel enormous guilt when you do that. I'm just letting you know that. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're already showing your support. So, what's the question? I'm sorry.
Oh, are you going to watch some of the other DC Universe TV series?
Yeah, I've been using the DC Universe app primarily to read a little bit more comics. I started reading one of the Birds of Prey's comic series, I think from 2010 or 2011, and then I've been going through the archives of Harley Quinn comics, sometimes to catch up. I'll do what are the essential comic books to read, and so I've been going. I read just last night Harley Quinn Mad Love. Really adored that. I skipped to Suicide Squad number 7. That was great. That was really short, but great. Seriously, the way they organized the app for comic books is incredible. I've yet to watch any of the shows. I've used it only for comics, and I've also watched the DC animated movie. Justice League, the Flash Paradox one, where that one's so cool. That's basically Flash. He time travels. He fucks up the timeline, and Bruce Wayne actually died in the alley. His father becomes Thomas. Thomas Wayne becomes Batman, and he wields guns, and he's violent. And Aquaman and Wonder Woman are at war with each other. It's really dark, but awesome. It's so cool. If you guys haven't seen that DC animated movie, you really should go check it out. But in terms of to answer your question, the shows, yeah, I would love to start up Titans. I know someone who works on Titans, and he's got a pretty important job on there. I don't think he wants me to say who he is, but he really loves I felt guilty every time I see him. I'm like, damn it, I haven't started Titans yet. Okay, I need to start Titans. But
I actually really want to see Swamp Thing personally, and I mean I keep hearing great things about Doom Patrol. So.
Doom Patrol's the one I'm most gravitated to. So, Eric Horseman, have you seen Mindhunter season 2?
Yes, last night at midnight I watched it.
Anna Torv
is life plus Fringe reunion with Cerberus. I never really watched that much Fringe. I feel bad now for not knowing your reference more intimately.
Are you planning on watching?
I loved it. Yeah. I liked season 1. I watched season 1 over your shoulder.
Yeah.
And
you're usually cooking, right? Yeah.
Cooking or behind you at the other table. And I really liked season 1, and and the amount of time it's taken, I'm like, ooh, it's the right time for some more Mindhunter.
It's always the right time for more Mindhunter. I plan. Olivia and I are planning on watching Mindhunter season 2. There's shows I'll watch for Patreon, shows I'll watch for YouTube. Then there's shows where I'm like, I cannot watch that without my girlfriend, and if I need to record it, like Stranger Things or Game of Thrones, she will be in the video. That's just as the only way I can make everyone satisfied in that department. But yeah, Mindhunter season 2, I think we're gonna start up sometime this week. She just works pretty late, and so yeah, Tarantino or Spielberg. Tarantino.
I mean, I would probably sooner chill out with any number of Tarantino joints.
I could go through I could go through like all the semantics, all the details, technicalities of how they're entirely different filmmakers.
And there's no point in comparing them.
Yes. But at the end of the day, Tarantino's probably affected me the most.
Yeah, and I would probably... There's not a Tarantino movie I wouldn't be happy to watch, whereas I'm sure that across Spielberg's career there'd be somewhere I'd be like, I don't want to watch this.
Someone was asking about our Dream MCU movie. We did one of the most loose video podcasts we've ever done. That was about our Avengers Dream Team Up movie, and I had one that was all about just the street level guys who had to team up, like Hawkeye, Black Widow, Daredevil. Only one person that wasn't a super, like that was kind of super, sort of Star-Lord, but having to take on Wilson Fisk, that would be my Punisher in there too. But actually, I would like if you guys watch that podcast. That was really fun. We had a lot of technical issues that we really kept rolling with. Hey, Carter, it's not funny.
How to convince Disney to make it the R-rated Mickey Mouse film? 1. Oh, this isn't even a question.
Oh, he just wants to okay, here's the pitch. John,
1.
pitch it proudly.
Reopen Touchstone. 2. Give Iger and Company $60 million to convince them to make it. And 3. Make it 2D animated. This is a tough. You gotta pitch this marketably, man. I'm thinking this needs to be 3D animated. I would love a 2D animated, but if you're talking what makes money, it's probably gonna have to be 3D at the very least.
Wait, isn't 2D more expensive to produce? Because you have to draw every moment. You have to draw every frame.
I don't exactly know, because I know that at least some of that work gets shipped out overseas and probably not paid very much for. But yeah, I got to imagine that the investment is pretty substantial.
Yeah, it's a lot more time. There's a reason why a lot of people were let go too. It's more than just the fact that 2D animators weren't trained in 3D animation. It's just it's less time. It's cheaper.
And it's different. There's a different.
That's why it was a big deal when Brad Bird did the. And I'm taking your answer. I'm taking your pitch for this R-rated Mickey Mouse movie very serious.
No. We got to retool this whole thing.
There's a reason why it was a big deal that for Brad Bird when he did Incredibles, Ratatouille, that they hand drew the whole thing first, as if they were doing 2D animation, and then they did 3D animation overlays. Because it's just way more time consuming. It's a lot more labor to do the 2D. So, in fact, I think 3D you got a better chance of convincing Bob Iger for that matter.
I was going to say, especially because their own attempts to revitalize 2D, they did not really hold on to.
Thanks for taking up some chat space there, Jimmy Freckles.
All right.
Jimmy Freckles.
Louis Jupp wants to know what's the best Sam Raimi movie.
Really quick. Okay, we're going to answer that. But there's a lot of people chiming in on your idea, Carter Lovejoy. I think you're onto something here, man.
This movement. Let's get a petition. Disney porn.
Reading live stream chat is like brain on major ADD right now.
Yes.
So what was it, John? Why don't you go? You're a big Sam Raimi fan.
Sam Raimi movie. Best Sam Raimi movie? Ooh, that's actually I need a minute to think on that. Actually. The pound for pound best made Sam Raimi film?
Spider-Man 3. Oz the Great and the Powerful.
Oz the Great. Let's just cycle through all the ones I wish were better. Dark Man. No, you go.
I would say Drag Me to Hell. I've heard people say like Drag Me to Hell. We love you too. I've heard people say Drag Me to Hell. In a lot of ways is like, well, it's just a sort of a refined or different version of what we've already seen him do with things like Evil Dead 2. I would argue against that. I think you get a lot of what you get from Evil Dead 2, especially that one in that movie. But I feel that his direction on that film was a lot more sharp. And I think there's an actual narrative that more people can latch onto. As much of a cult hit as Evil Dead 2 is, and as monumental in like horror comedy filmmaking, especially that it became, and iconic as it is, I would say Drag Me to Hell definitely has a more fleshed out character and storyline that I feel is more attainable for an audience, and still manages to weave in all that crazy bonanza shit throughout. I personally feel Drag Me to Hell is his best. But I know most people would probably say
go to like
Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, something like that. Most people would say that. And then Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
still my favorite one of the Spider-Mans.
Well, and I will always have a very soft spot in my heart for just the first Spider-Man, because that opened my world up in a whole other way.
Yes.
I think that was the first like real blockbuster that I super fell in love with, and
Yeah, that's true. That's true. John, pull out something. Let's see what someone has to say.
Let's do. Whoa, wait, is John Bailey here? Oh, what's up?
Ignore him. Ignore him.
Fuck Epic Voice.
Ignore him. I can't stand that guy. No, John Bailey. You want to come back on the channel sometime soon, buddy? Epic Voice guy. Hanging out with John Bailey is like hanging out. I imagine it's kind of like hanging out with the Woody doll. Whatever time you pull Woody's string, how he says a different sentence. It's like a different impression or accent every time, like every new sentence with John Bailey. It's a whole lot of fun. You got to keep up with his razor sharp improv wits.
You need your own action figure, my friend. There's a bunch I keep seeing, just to quell the thirst. What do you think of the prospect of a Big Trouble in Little China remake?
I don't think you should do it.
No, I don't think you should do it at all.
It's such a specific product of its time.
Yeah. And it's so tied to Kurt Russell and James Wong and like a couple people,
Yeah, I don't know why someone would want to remake that movie. And I believe that someone is The Rock, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. What do you think about Chris Terrio being hired as a screenwriter for The Rise of Skywalker?
I don't know. I mean, like a lot of people look towards like Justice League, and
he wrote Argo.
BVS and Justice League, but they forget about other movies that he wrote that were pretty damn good,
Like Argo.
And the thing, it's kind of difficult, honestly, to look at what's going on. I thought John was stretching. I'm like, all right, John's gonna stretch right now.
This live stream.
Well, the thing with a lot of these bigger films, especially ones of this caliber, is a lot of the time the screenwriter is whatever he originally conceived has usually drastically changed. They're not really allowed to talk about it for a long period of time, and
they're having to rewrite things constantly due to the needs of.
And it's usually not even them who's rewriting it.
There's also that.
It's a lot of uncredited writers, so it's kind of hard to like. Weirdly, my main passion is actually writing, and then when you look at a lot of these major studio films, it's hard to go off of faith of how a movie's product might turn out based off of who wrote it. Occasionally, there's writers like Aaron Sorkin. For the big films, the directors really want him to be hands-on. They want him strictly involved for every step of this rewrite process until the movie is done. But most of the time, these writers kind of like, here you go. What? That wasn't what I wrote. And then it's up on the screen.
I think JJ has a lot more sway over this project than Chris Terrio.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of negativity and a lot of shade that's going to be going Chris Terrio's way, but there's a lot of producers. There's J.J. Abrams' input. There's a lot more of that, which are going to factor in more to the screenplay than honestly what Chris Terrio is going to be providing.
John Bailey wants to know, what did everybody think of the T.J. Miller voice in the Underwater trailer we watched today?
That's what? Oh, is that your voice, T.J. Miller?
That's a John Bailey.
John Bailey hops in here to promote himself.
Yeah. Everybody go watch the trailer.
Everyone
go
to the Epic Voice Guy channel right away, guys.
Trailer residuals. Do they pay you for that?
Was that really? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. John Bailey, I've heard his voice so many times. on things that I'm like, oh shit, that's John Bailey's voice. I wouldn't be surprised, but that's cool. That was the best part of the trailer, John. Best part right there.
Yeah. Seeing T.J. Miller come back for a random dramatic role.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this up in a minute or two. But John, grab another question here.
Let's see.
Do you think Predator and Alien will begin interacting with Marvel now? Because DC, I mean, Superman fought Alien, so
No, I don't think that'll happen.
it should definitely happen. I think this is the crossover. Forget X-Men and the Fantastic Four. This is what people want.
Honestly, have you guys seen that short film from forever ago where Batman's hunting down the Joker, then the Predator shows up, and then the Alien shows up, and that right there was such a bomb short film. If anything, I'd want to see that one. I forgot what it was called. It's called like Endgame? Batman Endgame? I forgot what that was called. If you guys happen to know, say it.
All right, so there are 2 questions I found here.
All right, John.
Are we guys gonna be real directors after we leave YouTube?
Who knows?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Maybe.
It's already lined up.
Maybe. I've been pursuing a lot more writing lately. There are things I can't talk about publicly. Apparently, getting a script off the ground is a lot longer of a process than
Yeah.
That's the thing is, you don't want to announce something so early because everyone's gonna ask, when's this happening? Dead end. That's what it's called. When's this gonna be happening? When's it coming out? But a lot of times with especially something like what I have going on right now, it's a long process. But I'm not directing it. But directors already got a couple of investors on board. Mm-hmm. Once we got everything going, I can make an official announcement about an actual thing I wrote. I wrote it.
Chris Terrio.
Me and Chris Terrio partnered up, man.
Skywalker. So if you hate new Star Wars, it's partly on me.
But I'm not sure what I can actually say whatever the hell I want. I just kind of want to keep a little bit of it secretive.
Yeah, you could brag if you wanted to prematurely right now.
I wrote it in the last 3 months of last year, and it's been going through a lot of. There's been some stages of awesome development. That's all I'll say. I'm not going to be in it, but it's just something It's a screenplay I wrote, and it's been going through projects, going through stages. I'll say that. Okay. See us directing Fantastic Four.
Somebody just asked who we wanted to see direct Fantastic Four, and now you can say I don't want us to do it.
Brad Bird.
Brad Bird would be perfect.
Brad Bird would be He would be the perfect pick. He'd be a perfect pick right there.
He would. I would trust Brad Bird above all else. I don't know if I would be giddy.
Yes.
Because I'm I know you can do it.
All right, John. End it on a strong note. Find one more strong one.
One more question.
I'm
gonna do a remake.
Wait for him, and then we're gonna depart. Departed. Fucking cacksucker. Fucking cacksucker. I talked with Roxy Stryer about how Bostonians say cocksucker. Cacksucker.
Do you think that Disney in the long term is going to ruin cinema and movie creativity?
No, I don't. I don't think so at all. I think it's just one of the stages in Hollywood right now. Hollywood always goes through crazy different stages, and do they currently have the juggernauts? Do they currently own the biggest properties? Yeah, and then maybe they will for as long as we're alive, sure. But no, I don't think so. There's a gajillion movies that are made a year. There's streaming now, and there's so much, man. It's just the eyes go on the big juggernaut hits all the time, but within every weekend when there's a juggernaut release, there's also 5 other movies that came out.
Well, yeah, and you have your Disneys, but you also have your A24s and your people who are on the other side who are here for the mission of let's advance cinema, let's give platforms to interesting voices and whatnot. And there's no shortage of the indie side. I think the main question truly is just where will we see the creativity land? Because I would be astonished if creative original films just vanished because Disney. But things will change, but that'll never go away because that's why people get into movies. It's Disney didn't invent that.
No, they didn't, and Tarantino did not invent violence. I want everyone to know that.
No, he did.
He did in 1994.
1994.
We're like, what is this?
Whoa, we did a
Never
whole new
seen
rating
that.
for this.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Any questions we did not get around to, apologize. Subscribe to the Epic Voice Guy YouTube channel. That's the first thing you should do. Follow him on Stardust. Thank you for being here. Tune in for the next live stream. We might do a top 5. We might just talk movie news. But for sure, what is guaranteed? Dope
More
Trope
dope tropes.
number 3. Take care, people. You've been great.
1 million subscribers.
What?